everybody, Kane here and welcome to another video of Art of Conquest. So in this one we have Battle Tournament. We have 5 stages here recorded. I made my own formations and I do believe the first 2 stages were kind of the hardest. I think the first one was kind of the hardest for me because I tried multiple formations and they didn't really work. I think I just wanted to brute force it with Silvani, and I think there were a few others that I could have used, but I just wanted to do it with Silvani, cause why not? So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trees in the front line. Yes, they do have red spears, and yes, they do true damage to massive units. As well as I have 4 shrooms here, as I had passed a similar stage like this before. I have Black Dragon as well. The way I've split my heroes is I have 2 buffers in between the mushroom squads. I have Avril on one side and Valerie on the other. I don't believe I'm gonna show like the formation or placement, so might as well just talk about it prior. So as you can see, the trees are taking quite a bit of damage due to the red spears. Some of the trees die, but it doesn't really matter. There is just a ton of shrooms. The main thing is you actually casting Valerie yourself, and then you can just go for auto. That's pretty much like the main thing which you're required to do. So this one, pretty much the exact same thing as before. You have to cast Valerie first. If you don't cast Valerie first, this stage is probably one of the harder ones to pass, because these Lich Warlocks right here do a ton of damage to these Gladiator heroes and even any other army that you would be able to place. So you might as well just have Valerie clear more than half of a map on her own, and then of course the other heroes take care of the other side, and that's pretty much it for this particular stage. So I have 2 scorpions on the left side. I have Valerie and Flora's buffing her. I have another scorpion side on the right, so the dragon doesn't die, as well as the dragon is an Azure, so it's healing everybody every second. I have some tanks in the front line, some tanks in the back, because this one goes far deep into the back line, so Warlocks will focus him. So I just put it a little bit further away. But pretty much, heroes are pretty easy to place. I don't think you require any specific reason for that. Just pretty much the Scorpion should be in somewhat similar position. Perhaps this one you could insert here in the middle or something like that. So we go into the battle. I have auto off. I just cast Valerie and I click auto battle because the rest doesn't really matter. You pretty much require Valerie to just kill one side all by herself, so no heroes or no scorpions would die. Pretty simple stage and requires just one click by yourself. As you can see, Valerie pretty much soloed this entire field. This is the 3rd stage. So we have red spears all across the board. We have 1, 2, 3 Zen archers. We have Valerie, which will be moved, I do believe, and we have Avalon and Nia buffing one side of the field. And I do believe I'm gonna move Valerie to the other side to have enough DPS to win in 30 seconds. So the red spears do true damage. They knock a ton of the shield from the engineers, and pretty much as you can see, these Zen archers do a ton of damage and kill the archers or so. The stage is done in 23 seconds. Again, as always, you have to cast Valerie first. Pretty much self-explanatory in literally most of the battle tournament fights. So this one, I have 2 Recon Archer squads behind the dragon. Of course, I have an Azure Dragon because it's percent healing. I do believe I have Sizo here, but it doesn't really matter. I just kind of want to place the, I suppose, a little bit squishier heroes like these closer to the archers because they kind of do a ton of damage. And then I have Gladiators kind of split in between with decent distances in comparison to how they are able to tank. So Solaris can literally handle Blade Masters and healers all by himself for a while. I have Mira with her hands to help out Denji, and Kitano and Denji are pretty close because I don't think that they're able to handle that much or not as much as Solaris. But we have an archer squad, we have mages closer, so pretty much this should be cleared pretty easily. So, we go into the battle again, self-explanatory. You cast Valerie, and pretty much the rest you can just auto battle. It doesn't really matter that much. The only thing matters, you click Valerie, that's it. I mean, sometimes auto battle actually clicks Valerie as well, but that is pretty friggin' random, so you might as well just do it yourself and you just win it in one go or so. So as you can see, this is the formation that I have used. If you want to, you can just copy it for yourself. And this is, I do believe, the last stage. So last stage, quite a lot of people make intricate, very hard formations to do. And I don't understand why you would want to do such a thing. So you have Deadeyes, you have these mechs, you have a front line, which is Human Swordman, which can be revived by Virion, which is placed right behind the dragon. And then, of course, you have Red Spears, which do true damage to large and massive units. And mechs are actually large and massive, so you do another row of literally frontline spearmen and they will just do a ton of damage. I am not sure if the Zen ones work, but this is what I use for a ton of early burst damage. And of course I have one more place. So I placed I think Dire Archers, we're gonna see in a second. Yep, Dire Archers, as well as I have Avalon buffing these two spearmen, as well as the Archer Squad, and of course Yib buffing the Archer Squad. Now, the difference in other stages is I don't require to clear this in 30 seconds, so my Valerie can just help out one side to make sure they pass through, and then of course revive the Swordman or so on the other side. So I moved Valerie closer to the middle. So like always, Fire Dance pretty much required. And then of course I have Cyclone, which I want to buy a little bit of time so they don't kill too many Swordmen. So one side is done, going to the other one, then you rather click Crusader Resurrection, and voila, the 5th stage is pretty done. I did this on second try, I believe, because I kind of required to move Valerie one square away from Avalon. Otherwise, I think I lost a couple of Swordmen too much because Valerie didn't kill maybe a couple of Deadeyes or so. So yeah, that is pretty much it for Battle Tournament. Honestly, I think the first stage was the hardest one for me, but that is probably because I was facing these Red Spearmen and Sylvani Archers, and I was pretty much countering myself with Sylvani Trees. I believe if I just chose smaller units or so, could have been easier, but I mean, what's a battle without a challenge or so? So, if they did help you out, do let me know in the comments down below. That's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. If you wish to support me more than just watching my videos, I have made a Patreon page where you would be able to do just that. In return, I would be able to help you out more individually in terms of events, PvP formations, and stuff like that. As well as I would like to thank all of my patrons for the support. I really appreciate it for your subscriptions. Thank you guys so much. Thanks for watching. Take care and stay safe out there.